What is going on, guys? Welcome back. The 2021 NFL season is upon us, and Nick's Picks is making another comeback. And I have a brand new co-host. Just kidding. He's right here. You can already see him. It's Ben once again. We are going through another season of Nick's Picks together, and we haven't made an official bet for this season yet, but Ben, are you excited? Are you ready to go? I was last year's defending champion. I don't remember the exact score, but I won by only like 3 points. So
I was very tempted. Something like that. Who cares?
I'll address the elephant in the room. We're clearly having some technical difficulties. We have been trying for at least 20 minutes to get this Discord call set up. This isn't the Discord camera. How you see me right now is not the Discord camera. I had to put a face cam over it because my camera won't load on Discord for some reason. And Ben is lagging here and there. So we're going to run into some problems this episode. It's just going to happen. You're just going to have to bear with us, unfortunately. We did want to try to do it the same way we ended the last season, which was by doing the Discord call and having our faces on the screen rather than just having the Madden things all up. So that is hopefully going to be a continuous thing. Hopefully the difficulties won't be, but we'll have to see how it goes. We're going to go through each division. We're going to go through our 1 through 4, who's going to finish first through fourth in each division. After that, we're going to go through who is our playoff teams, our seedings 1 through 7, because 7 teams make the playoffs. If you remember from last year, they added a wild card team. Also, at the end of it, we'll go through the playoffs, go to the Super Bowl, and have our preseason Super Bowl picks and who we think is going to be in the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl this season. Let's start straight with the AFC North, and I'm going to have our picks right underneath. I have in the AFC North, number 1, the Cleveland Browns winning the North, getting their first division title in didn't they win it last year? I don't remember.
No, but do you think I keep track of Cleveland sports?
Yeah, they haven't won it in a while. I think they finally get it this year. The Baltimore Ravens finishing second in the division. The Pittsburgh Steelers, who struggled at the end of last year, I think the struggle continues into this year. They finished third, and I have the Cincinnati Bengals finishing fourth. I don't think you have too many differences, but let's hear your AFC North.
No, I'm right there with you. I got Cleveland. I got Cleveland winning it by like a landslide. As much as we joked with Madden, always rooting for Cleveland. I got Cleveland because, outside of maybe some questions with Baker, I got no questions after that. And then Baltimore, they got a solid team. Pittsburgh, outside their defense. And I guess Najee Harris might be good. And then Cincinnati did not protect Joe Burrow, so I just pray for him at that point.
Yeah, and when you come off an ACL injury, that's not always the easiest to come back from, and I just don't think Cincinnati has anybody. And a lot of people are high on Pittsburgh after starting 8-0 last year. But we're both pretty much on the same page with that, to where Big Ben is well past his prime. I don't really think there's anybody on that offense who could pick up the slack either. But if we're just talking straight up talent, Cleveland has the talent to win it. It just comes down to whether or not Baker can do it, I guess. We move on to the NFC North, which this is another one I think we, for the most part, agree on, especially with the number 1 team in the North, the Green Bay Packers. I don't think any team beats them this year. Obviously, there was a lot of questions about whether or not Aaron Rodgers would play this season for the Green Bay Packers or for another team, whether he'd get traded midseason, whatever. I think it's pretty well known that at this point, they're not getting rid of him. I think he's going to play the whole season with Green Bay. So Green Bay, I do have at the number 1 spot. Chicago, I have finishing second, just because even with Mitch the Bitch Trubisky, they managed to make the playoffs last season. And I think, you add Justin Fields, he's better than Mitchell Trubisky. Whether or not Andy Dalton starts or Justin Fields, I think that team is good enough defensively to at least finish second in the NFC North. The Minnesota Vikings in third in that division, and then obviously the Detroit Lions to finish it off. I think Detroit might be my pick to get the number 1 pick this season. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they're finishing fourth. So your NFC North, do you have any differences?
No, I got none. I do.
You're lagged. You're going to have to start over. Okay, so unfortunately we had to switch Ben to his phone because technical difficulties, like I said.
who cares at this point, right?
Right.
Anyways, jokes aside, no, I got the same rankings as you. Justin Fields is hands down the best quarterback in that locker room. I don't want to hear Andy Dalton. I don't want to hear Nick Foles. I think Nick Foles is still on that team. If he is, I don't care. Justin Fields is the future of that franchise. They got, arguably, I wouldn't say the best defense in that division. I would say they have probably one of the best defenses in the league. So the fact that you now have a starting caliber quarterback, I think, helps you. I don't think you can beat Green Bay just yet because Aaron Rodgers is just better. But no, yeah, I got Green Bay, Chicago, Minnesota. I got too many question marks with Kirk Cousins. And then at fourth, I got the Detroit Lions.
All right, so we move from the north to the south. We start with the AFC South, and this is one of the tougher, I wouldn't say tougher divisions to pick because, again, I think it's pretty well known or well preceded that the Tennessee Titans are going to win this division. But kind of after that is where it gets a little bit tricky. The Indianapolis Colts are with Carson Wentz, and you just don't know how that's going to go this season. The Jacksonville Jaguars with a brand new quarterback, and God knows what's going on with the Houston Texans. That is the order I have it in, though. I have the Tennessee Titans winning the division, the Colts in second place, Jacksonville in third, and Houston in fourth. I don't think Deshaun plays at all for Houston, and I think that's also pretty well known at this point that Deshaun is not going to play for Houston. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they get better with Trevor Lawrence, but outside of Trevor Lawrence, who do they have? Again, nobody. But the Indianapolis Colts have a huge question mark. The Indianapolis Colts could be a wild card team, or they could be the fourth place team in this division if they don't get a Carson Wentz or at least just any solid quarterback for the entirety of the season. I do like Marlon Mack. I do think he's a solid running back and somebody who can help carry that offense a lot. And their defense is very young and very stellar, but you're not beating Tennessee in that division, and I think Indianapolis' ceiling is a wild card spot, which is definitely obtainable, but I do have them finishing second in that division.
Yeah, I'm with you. So far, no changes. I got Tennessee steamrolling with the manimals that they have at running back and wide receiver. Whether Deshaun plays or not, you saw when he did play last year, they still got nothing for him to work with, and I don't think he's going to play this year. And I think even if he does, maybe they'll finish third.
Oh, thunder. All right, so in the NFC South, another easy one. Tampa Bay lost nobody. Absolutely nobody. One of the few, I think they were the only team in recent history to have won the Super Bowl and then bring back all the starters from that Super Bowl team. Insane. You don't see it, especially in the salary cap era and in an era where you just see people move for really no other reason other than maybe having a disagreement with one other player. Like, people move for really no reason in this league now. And for Tampa Bay to win the Super Bowl and bring back everybody, insane. Absolutely insane. I think they're winning this division again because there's no more Drew Brees in this division. And I still think the New Orleans Saints are finishing second. With that, there's no competition beyond. And I'm sorry, Ben, but there's no competition beyond Tampa Bay. So Tampa Bay won. Everybody else, who really cares? I mean, you got nobody on Atlanta anymore. They lost Julio. Nobody on Carolina. They're running with Sam Darnold at quarterback. So there you go. They have Christian McCaffrey. I proved in Madden that that's all you really need, but that's an inside joke between me and Ben. I had over 3,000 yards rushing with McCaffrey in a season.
I'm just gonna
40 touchdowns. It was horrible. It was amazing. But joking aside, Carolina's got nobody. Atlanta's got nobody. New Orleans lost Drew Brees, which was their only somebody that really kept them as Super Bowl contenders every year. Now without Drew Brees, I think they're just playoff contenders. So it's Tampa and everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, this is my division. We'll get to yours, and I think two or more, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Outside, we know it's Tampa. I'm not even gonna waste time on Tampa. I'm just gonna have to suffer through. I suffered through Tom Brady with 28-3, and now I gotta suffer through him for I think next 3-4 years. He signed an extension, so I'm just suffering.
He's never retiring. He's not retiring.
Outside of Tampa, there is no one in that division that's even, I think, going to sniff the playoffs. Maybe New Orleans or maybe Atlanta.
and that's me being like very generous. I'm trying, okay? I'm trying to put on a brave face, but I can't. Matt Ryan, we need to trade him because he's gonna make like 40 million. I'm suffering, dude. Okay?
All right. Well, to cut your suffering short,
suffering.
we'll move on from the AFC South. Bottom line is Tampa's winning it.
No one else.
What more do you need? So we are on to the East, but we will start with the AFC East, and I do think that the Buffalo Bills win their second straight division title. I do think New England gets better than last year. They did have a lot of people sit out last year, and it was part of the reason that they were not so good. I know neither of us really believe in Cam Newton all that much, but he's a good enough quarterback to get them into the playoffs. So I do think New England's going to be better with all their players, and I think this is where we disagree. I think Miami's going to be worse than they were last year, mainly because the same reasons I don't believe in Cam, I also don't believe in Tua. But also with injuries on top of that. So I do think the Buffalo Bills win the division. I think New England finishes, not in a close second, but in second place. Miami in third, and then obviously, I mean, the New York Jets are just there to have some fun. Like, they're there for a good time, not a long time. They're there for 17 games, and then they're out. Like, it's over.
I think they're only in for like 5 games and then they're out. Let's be honest. Well, I don't know. They could have went winless and they ended up wanting to win. So maybe they didn't. Maybe they just wanted to suffer more because they could have had Trevor Lawrence and they didn't want to. But
they decided to go Zach Wilson, who looks like a 10-year-old playing football in the NFL.
Him and Justin Herbert. Quick side note: him and Justin Herbert, like
Justin Herbert looks like a frat boy at least.
No, okay. I think I might have said it to you. Justin Herbert and Zach Wilson look like they're the protagonist and antagonist to a Disney Channel movie. Anyways, first off, as much as I am dubbed the Josh Allen hater by you since week 1 last year, actually.
Yeah, you're gonna be picking Buffalo at all this season, or like I don't understand.
I will pick Buffalo. I got Buffalo winning. They'll probably win it by at least a few games. Like actually not even 5. They'll probably win by like 5 games, honestly. And then I got New England. I think they'll finish like just above 500. I got New England too, and then I got Miami in a close third. I think New England and Buffalo's gonna win the division. I think New England and Miami are gonna flip flop here and there, but I think Cam like I would want Tua going forward because he's younger, but like for one season right now. With their teams, I would take Cam and the Jets. Maybe they'll win the game. Now this is your.
This is a tough division, and there might be a little bit of favoritism in here, but I have to get this out of the way. I have to get this out of the way now. I know specifically that my dad watches these videos. He watches my picks, and he specifically watches to hear what I have to say about the Dallas Cowboys. Because if you don't know by now. I'm a huge New York Giants fan. My dad is a huge Dallas Cowboy fan. And that gets a little ugly sometimes. But when I pick the Cowboys, my dad gets the biggest grin on his face. And god damn it, I hate that I have to do it. But for the integrity of Nick's picks, for the integrity of the show, I cannot pick the Giants to win the division. I do have to pick the Dallas Cowboys to win the division. They're the better team. They have the better roster. Dak is the best quarterback in the division. They have the best offense in the division. We'll get to their defense later, but like they don't have the worst defense in the division. Philly has the worst defense in the division. And I think on a good day Dallas could have a better defense than the Giants. Washington clearly has the best defense. But, like, this is one of those divisions where, like, I could give you my 1 through 4, and by the end of the season, it could be completely flipped. It could. It 100% could. It's one of those divisions. But I have Dallas finishing first in the division. The slight favoritism out of me is I do have the Giants finishing second in this division. I do think they're better than Washington, and that strictly just comes down to offensively. It's a tight race. I do really think that anybody can win that division, even Philly, even though I do think that they're the clear worst team in the division.
So for me, I'm gonna do a reverse. You know, before we start from the first, I'm gonna start the last place. The last place team is going to be Philly. That's obvious. They're the worst team, even though
on paper they're the worst team, but they could win the division.
They could win the division. Honestly, they could win the division. This is where it's really hard for me. I have the Giants third, and it's hard for me because I could see the Giants winning this division.
That's fair. It's fair.
I
can see them finishing fourth.
Like Philly's fourth, but like third, second, and first, I could see all three of them winning it. Mm-hmm. So I got the Giants third, and then this is where I'm going to surprise you, because I got Dallas second and Washington repeating, purely because outside the Giants, the next best team, or even the best team, the best defense in the division is Washington. It's also because I don't want to pick Dallas, even though their offense is electric. I don't believe in Zeke in any kind of way, and no one talks about it for whatever reason. Cowboy fans, every year, this is our year. No. I got Washington because they're very underrated. Do I believe in Fitzpatrick? No. Do I think they're going to win a playoff game? No. But I think they'll win the division by like the skin of their teeth, because everyone in that division is either going to get riddled with injuries or just somehow a team finishes maybe above 500.
Okay, we are going to go through the AFC West somewhat quickly because this is another one of those easy divisions. Yeah. The Kansas City Chiefs are winning this division. I think Pat McAfee put this the right way. Until the Kansas City Chiefs can prove to us that they can't they're not just going out there and winning whatever game that they decide they want to win. I'm picking Kansas City. Like, there's no reason. Yeah. Like, Kansas City is the best team in the NFL. Yeah, they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl last season. That doesn't change my mind. The Kansas City Chiefs are, to me, still the best team in the NFL.
No, I'm with you. I got Kansas City 1 and LA second. I think those are probably going to be the top two teams, especially going forward. You got two young quarterbacks in Herbert and Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying Herbert is on Mahomes levels. No one really is, unless you want to count Aaron Rodgers. But even then, Aaron Rodgers is on, as much as we like to believe, there is a decline. It's insane. So the Chiefs are number one. They're the best team. Their defense just has to hold the line, and that's all they need. And they revamped their O-line. They realized Mahomes got pressured a lot, and they revamped their O-line. Mm-hmm. So they're number one. The Chargers are two. This is where we differ. I got the Broncos third, and I got the Raiders fourth, mainly because the Raiders looked promising halfway through the year, and then they fell off. Like, they looked like they would be a playoff team, and then they won, like, I think 1 or 2 games to end the rest of the season.
One division left, and god damn it, it's I don't even want to spend too much time talking about the division, A, because we've already gone way too long on this video, and B, like, guys,
it's hard.
If you don't understand why picking this division is hard, why don't you go to Vegas, bet on this division, lose all your money when your team ends up fourth in this division, and you wonder what the hell happened wrong. The NFC West, you have the LA Rams, the Arizona Cardinals, the Seattle Seahawks, and the San Francisco 49ers. All 4 of these teams not only could win this division, all 4 of these teams could win the fucking Super Bowl this year. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if any of them went on to win the Super Bowl. It's a
bloodbath.
It's a bloodbath.
It's an absolute massacre.
We have to pick it, though. We have to at least put a 1 through 4 on it. I don't feel good about putting a 4 or a 3 next to any of these teams, but I'm going to do it. And I'm actually making a last-second change on this for a specific reason. But in fourth place in this division, I have the Seattle Seahawks. And that's crazy.
What?
Crazy. Absolutely nuts.
I got to hear you out on this.
The second half of the season last year, Seattle struggled, and now you could sit here and say, well, they're still Seattle. They still have Russell Wilson. They still have Pete Carroll. They still have a good defense. They still have solid playmakers on offense. DK Metcalf, insane. But this division's too tough, and when you struggled as much as they have in the second half of the season, I don't think you have. I think this year, barring any injuries, I have to go into these picks expecting that an entire team isn't going to lose their team to injuries like San Fran did last year. Like, I'm going into this expecting that all these teams are going to be healthy all season. Obviously, I have to. I can't sit here and predict injuries. I'd be here all night. In third, I have the San Francisco 49ers, and that was my original 4. So I feel like of any team in this division to struggle, it's going to be Seattle or San Francisco. Arizona, I do have in second place, and the only reason I don't see them struggling this year is because I feel like we saw the only reason that Arizona struggled last year was rookie kinks. And I know they weren't rookies, but like they were young. Young teams have kinks in them. I think this is the year, and I thought it was going to be last year. I'll admit to that. But I think this is the year Arizona works out all the kinks. Kyler Murray works out all the kinks. They don't win the division because I do think the LA Rams with Matt Stafford, put some fucking respect on Matthew Stafford's name, wins this division for the LA Rams. Their defense is phenomenal, and I don't think people understand the upgrade from Goff to Stafford. I don't think people understand it. It's going to be a huge upgrade. Put some fucking respect on Matthew Stafford's name. He's winning this division for the LA Rams.
But here's the thing. You could literally put all four of them in a hat and be like, okay, this is number 4, this is number... Like, it's so random because, like, I think outside of the Rams... So I'll just go through my order first. Make it very quick. I got the Rams at 1. I got the... I don't have the Cardinals second. I actually have the Niners second, and I'll get to that in a second. Didn't mean to rhyme there for a second. But anyway, third, I have the Seahawks, and then fourth, I have the Cardinals. And the reason why I have the Niners at 2 is because they were just in the Super Bowl, 2 years ago, and they could have made a case. They could have made a case if they weren't injured. Like, they lost stars on both sides of the ball. They lost Nick Bosa, who's a top deep pass rusher, and all of that. They did lose Sherman. I'm not sure he signed. I don't think he's going to sign anywhere.
Yeah.
Recent stuff. But anyway, I do have the Niners second. And the Rams, outside of Cam Akers, hope he gets back healthy after an Achilles injury. That is a very rough injury through training camp. I think it was just from working out. So I hope he gets back fully healthy. If they can just get a serviceable running back, that defense, Lord have mercy.
That LA defense. Like, how do you...
Jalen Ramsey.
How do you justify any offense in this league besides Kansas City maybe putting up more than 20 points on that LA Rams defense? Like, how do you justify predicting that?
It's gonna be
that's tough. So that's it for the regular season picks, guys. In the part 2, we will be doing all the postseason picks for the preseason, and then next week obviously is week 1 of the NFL season. I hope you guys enjoy the ride of season 2 of Nick's Picks. We're going to be coming every Thursday with the picks. The picks are going to be a little bit different. I'll explain that more in part 2. But for now, guys, part 2 will be on Sunday. No specific time. Not 100% sure when I'm going to do that. But on Sunday, check that out. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great one. Peace.